All right, let's try this again. Hey guys, I'll wait a few minutes and see if anybody's around, wants to join me for a quick energy reading. I'm going to be working on signs for April today. Get those uploaded. But I feel like I need to do a live. Hey guys, kind of tap into some energies. You all doing good? Hey Tiffany. I just felt like I was supposed to pop on and see you guys. So, how are you? Sorry, my thing is bouncing in reverse with action. Hey guys, how are ya? All right, we're just gonna be doing a little energy reading here. Wow, these cards are popping out. We have victory and patience. I don't know if you've been enjoying today or not, but it is so beautiful here, and we have the world. Today it feels like spring. I went on like an hour-and-a-half walk, got a little lost on some trails. I had like zero idea where I was. I mean, it wasn't like a dangerous place or anything, but it was kind of fun to kind of not have to worry about time, and everyone was social distancing, so don't worry. But it was so fun because it's like everybody is outside and just enjoying themselves, and it feels like a whole new world to me. Can I please get the energy of right now? Interesting. How are you guys feeling? Sorry, when I lean on the table, it starts wobbling. All right, so I just wanted to kind of pull some energy here. Victory, patience, in the world were all in reverse, but I put them upright because I feel like right now there is an aspect of us not really seeing victory for some people right now, okay? And there might even be kind of an impatience about what's going on in the world. But please know that this is the end of cycles, all right? We're moving into a new place, a new world, where things are never going to quite go back to the way they were before. We have the cornucopia of abundance and the angel of love, all right? And attachment is in reverse. I was thinking about this today as I was driving. I was like, you know what? I mean, it's just like in one fell swoop, so much of the materialism and materialistic focus has just kind of dropped out of our lives. And people are focusing more on their connections with people and being outside in nature. And it feels like we've gotten back to a lot of the basics of life. So that's just kind of, I've just been kind of thinking about all of those things. And another thing I've noticed is like families are coming back together. Like you see a family together. And yeah, that's normal on the weekends, but it's fascinating to see that being the case like throughout the week. And strong families promote strong units, which promote strong countries. It's kind of like a foundational building block. And when we've been so separated and not with family and, each doing our own thing, living our own lives, there's just this distancing, this social, artificial distancing that has felt so necessary, and all of a sudden it's not necessary anymore. So that's something that I've been observing. There will be some real clarity coming in for people right now, especially with these, self-imposed quarantines and, people trying to stay away from other people, but living more and being more interactive with their immediate family and those they live with. I feel like there's a lot of stark reality that's hitting people with that. And for some, it's really good. And for some, it's really hard. A lot of times we are busy and we go about our daily life to deny or to avoid the truth of who we've chosen to be with, or the truth about what our life actually looks like and how we actually feel about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Does anybody relate to that? There's so many different ways that we hide from our true emotions and we hide from what's really going on inside of us. So right now, it's really a time to work through the fear. All right? Admit to yourself what you are fearing. Admit all of the different things, like write out a list of all the things. Worst case scenario. If I do this, well then what would be the worst case scenario? What could happen? Okay? And what that does is that helps us to really reduce the fear. Because if it's just kind of out there and it's not really been put on paper or put into words, it's a lot scarier than when we actually look at, well, what is it exactly that I'm fearing? Okay? Well, let's say, for instance, it has to do with money. Well, I'm afraid that, there's a hiring freeze right now and my job closed. This is just an example, not for me, but just for someone. How am I going to make a living? How am I going to pay for my mortgage? How am I going to pay for my rent and for my food? Those are real questions, okay? So it's the time through those fears. Well, one of the things that could happen is you have to move. All right, that could be a worst fear for someone. You may have to shop at a different grocery store. You may have to get help from someone. And that's okay too, to ask for help. So those are just some of the things I've been thinking about as we work through different fear. And, oh, this is interesting. It's a time to take action. We just had the new moon in Aries. So it's time to take action and not allow fear to overcome and destabilize you. It's a time to take action and really, take the ram by the horns, I guess you could say in this picture, and work those things out. Because it will really help you in whatever situation you're in. I'm going to get one more card for you guys. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. Well, let's see what that has to do with, shall we? Oops. All right, well, it's definitely the card that was on the bottom. We have the King of Swords here. Be bold and make the first move. I feel like this king here has something to do with the truth. There may be some truth that you're needing to speak on to someone, and it's now time to do so. This King of Swords is sitting on a real solid foundation. His sword of truth is in his hand, and he's pretty immovable. So whatever it is, I feel like you're needing to move forward to be bold and make the first move. It's definitely something that in the past you felt kind of tied up about, and it may have to do with a love situation here. This King of Swords may need to speak the truth about how he feels about someone, he or she, because this is a masculine energy that I'm picking up on this. So the thing that has held them back in the past has been this feeling of this mind matrix, which is really dissolving right now in the way our world is. There might have also been wounding that held this person back from sharing. Could be you, and anxiety. Those were all elements of why this person, or why you, didn't make the first move, didn't speak your truth about this love situation. King of Wands in reverse. What is that about? Oh, we're getting into a whole story scenario here. But you will find this is interesting. We do have a match on the board, okay? So my Queen of Swords here, this is usually someone, a feminine energy. See how she's holding her sword? She's guarding her heart with that, if you'll notice how she's holding that sword. And we have the Three of Cups situation going on here, and a King of Wands in reverse. So when I clarified the King of Wands, it was the Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups. I feel like this King of Swords is moving into a new kind of energy where he is not only focused on passion, but he's also focused on what's true, and he's getting mental clarity about a situation that involves more than one person. This doesn't necessarily have to be a love triangle. I'm feeling this could be really a situation where it just involves more than one person. It could be family members. It could be, you know, in-laws. It could be different situations, all right? I do feel like what's coming in, though, is an apology. Some kind of message with something that is connected to love, feelings, emotions. Maybe not a ton, but something. And it does seem to be moving in very quickly, this message. Someone might even travel to you. I know it's quarantine time, but you know, people are still popping on planes. You can still drive in a car. But what's happening is that's bringing in balance and strength after a huge tower moment that was manifested, all right? And I could keep going on, but we're going to stop here. So I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I'm going to be starting all of my zodiac signs for April now. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining me today.